Good morning, students at Lewis and Clark Elementary School. I am so excited to be with you today. Our little greeting that we're going to do together is this. I'm going to point to this side and you're going to say kind. I'm going to point to this side and you're going to say ness. Good guess, good guess. And then we'll go like this and together we're going to say rocks. Are you ready? Can you do that? Let's do this. And then after we do that, we need utter and total and complete silence. Let's try that one more time. Ready? Oh, you guys are good. And let me tell you why I'm here. 2 reasons why I, Captain Kindness, flew in from Bismarck, where I traveled this morning and took a right, and I ended up in Mandan. 2 reasons I came here this morning. Number 1, because it's National what day? Absolutely. And you know that. So I'm here because it's National Kindness Day, but I'm also here because I have heard rumors about the students from Lewis and Clark Elementary School. You know what I've heard about you guys? Do you want to know the rumors? These little rumors are just kind of floating around all over the state of North Dakota. And let me tell you what I've heard about you guys. I have heard that this Lewis and Clark Elementary School is the kindest school in North Dakota. Am I right? I believe that the rumors are true, and so I have come here on National Kindness Day. I have decided that this is a school I want to come and congratulate you on being the kindest school in North Dakota, and I want to encourage you guys today to keep on going. Kindness is worth it. And so, everyone always asks me, Captain Kindness, you know, what do we do when we start getting tired of being kind? Because you know what? Kindness sometimes takes some energy. Sometimes it's like working out. How many of you guys like to do a little workout every now and again? Boom sauce. I like that. You're going to be a fit crowd here. Now, do you always feel like working out? Doing a set of jumping jacks, burpees, calisthenics, plyometrics, planking? No. But you know what? You know what? You do it anyway because it's good. Kindness is the same way. You gotta push through sometimes some feelings of being tired or being weary or being whatever so that you can be kind. So today, I have come to Lewis and Clark Elementary School to help you guys continue being the kindest school in North Dakota by telling you 3 things that you can do when you run out of kindness. Because guess what? Kindness runs out. And what do you do when you run out of kindness? The same thing you do when you run out of toilet paper, beeswax, and sauerkraut. You make more. Okay, bad examples, but you get my point. And you want to make more because... Okay. This morning I woke up where I live. I live in the magical city of Mercer, North Dakota. I rent a double-wide trailer with all of the Avengers. That's right, I live with all of the Avengers. Let me tell you about my roommates. We also rented one of our bedrooms to Superman. So I live with the Avengers and Superman in Mercer, North Dakota. Now, I tell you what, my roommates, they're just plain weird. Let me give you a couple examples. Captain America, the other captain, there's 2 captains that live in our trailer. Captain America he loves his shield so much that he sleeps with it. And he showers with it. And you know what? Guess what Captain America sings in the shower. Anybody know? No. Star Spangled Banner. And he doesn't just sing it like, oh, say, he sings it opera style. So imagine every morning I'm sitting down to breakfast with the Incredible Hulk, and you know what we hear? We hear the shower turn on, and then we hear, oh, say, can you see? It's unbelievable. Every morning at 7 o'clock. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, come on, Captain America, find a new song for Pete's sakes. And he's like, no, I love this song. And I love my shield. So he carries a shield everywhere. Superman, I don't know if you knew this about Superman. Superman is a neat freak. Like, you think he's bothered by evil in the world? Just leave a napkin on the ground, for Pete's sakes. The guy goes nuts. He's a neat freak. And you know what his weakness is? Kryptonite. That's one of his weaknesses. But you know what even bothers him more than kryptonite? Peanuts. He's got a severe peanut allergy. I'm serious. He would gobble up a big old rock of kryptonite before he'd have a peanut, because when he has his peanuts, he swells up like a balloon. Can you imagine? So Captain America loves the shield and loves the Star-Spangled Banner. Superman's a neat freak. The Incredible Hulk is an absolute slob. The guy is an absolute slob. Okay, let me tell you examples. The Incredible Hulk has a massive bottle of ketchup in his hand every meal. He takes one scoop of his food and he squeezes a shot of ketchup into his mouth. He loves ketchup. The Incredible Hulk does not just eat cereal, he eats boxes of cereal. And when I mean boxes of cereal, he literally eats the box. Oh, I'm not done. You know what his favorite food is? Tootsie Rolls. You know how many Tootsie Rolls? He eats 1,000 Tootsie Rolls a day. Inside the wrapper. You know how many he has 487 cavities in his mouth. Oh, it's unbelievable. Okay, so this morning I'm sitting down to breakfast with the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is sitting there, and we both look at the box of cereal. You know what kind of cereal I eat? Captain Crunch. It's the closest thing I can find. And so I grab the box of cereal to pour myself the last bowl of Captain Crunch, but the Incredible Hulk is hungry and he needs something to eat with his ketchup, and so he grabs the cereal out of my hands. We start fighting over the cereal. Can you imagine the Avengers fighting over a box of cereal in the morning? But we're fighting over it. Of course, he's a little bit bigger than me and a little bit stronger than me, so he picks me up by my uniform and puts me up in the air like this with one arm as he's going to eat the box of cereal with the other arm. And just as he's about to cram that whole box of Captain Crunch into his mouth and down his throat, he sighed like this. And he looked down. And he put me back down on the ground, straightened out my uniform. And then he took the box of cereal and he handed it to me and he grunted. And then you know what he said? He said, the first thing I'm going to teach you today about what to do when you run out of kindness. Here's what he said. He said, and I said, Gesundheit. And he said, and I said, Incredible Hulk, you've got to pronounce. Let me hear what you're saying. He said, Golden Rule. What he taught me this morning was the golden rule. And that means that you should treat other people like you would want to be treated. So if you see someone who's lonely, think, what would I want me to do if I was that person? If you see someone that's upset, if you see someone that's scared, if you see someone that's hungry, think to yourself, how would I want to be treated? As the Incredible Hulk lifted me above his head and was about to eat my cereal, he realized, if I were Captain Kindness, I probably wouldn't want a big green guy lifting me up and eating my cereal. So he put me down, and he did for me what he would want if he were me. The golden rule. Say it with me. Treat others like you'd want to be treated. Treat others like you would want to be treated. That's the first thing we learned. Well, after I finished that delicious and hard-earned bowl of cereal, I walked out our front door in Mercer, and I started flying. Yes, I can fly. That's the most frequently asked question the kids ask me when I come to elementary schools. They say, can you really fly and let us see you? However, I cannot fly indoors. I tried that at one elementary school and my head went straight through the roof, and then I had a large bill to pay. So I cannot fly indoors. I promised myself I would never do that again, so I can't fly for you today. However, I can fly outside, especially if the weather's nice, but I fly very, very slowly. I can only fly at about 17 miles per hour, which is about as fast as a fast person can run. So it took me 45 minutes to get here from Bismarck. Really inefficient, okay? But I can fly. I'm just not as fast as Superman. As I was flying over Bismarck today, I came from Mercer, took a ride in Bismarck. I was flying and I looked down at our elementary schools. And you know, kids like you guys did this morning are playing outside in the mornings, you know? Rock walls, slides, sand castles, that kind of thing. You get the idea. I flew over one elementary school. And what I saw broke my heart. Let me tell you what I saw. I looked down and I saw a boy standing all by himself in the middle of a playground with his fists like this, just like clenched, so tight they were white. I could see his white fists from the sky. And I wanted to just go down there and save him right away. And so I swooped down, and then I thought to myself, wait a minute, let's just see how this plays out. So I stopped and I was just hovering above the trees. No kids could see me, but I was just hovering, watching, and hoping that someone would step up at this school. That someone wanted to be a superhero. And as I'm watching this boy, he stood in the middle of a circle, and all around him there were other kids pointing and laughing. I don't know if you've ever seen that happen or been a part of that circle, but it's always very, very painful. Other kids were teasing him about one thing or another, pointing and laughing and telling him he couldn't play with them. And as they pointed and laughed and whispered to another, the boy got angrier and angrier, his fists clenched tighter and tighter, and his tears were just streaming down his face. And I was just about to go and pick him up and carry him back up to hang out with the Avengers when I saw the coolest thing I've ever seen. I saw an older boy from that school looking around as if he couldn't believe what the other students were doing, and he walked right through the circle of finger pointing, laughing, teasing kids, and he walked right up to this younger student and put his arm around him. And this was a boy that everybody liked and respected, and he had a soccer ball in one hand, and he put his arm around him with the other arm, and he just said, hey, you want to play soccer with us? We need another player. And it was like the tears on this boy's face dried up in a moment. He looked up with eyes wide and says, me? Yeah, you. And he kept saying it. Me? Yeah, you. Me? Yes. Stop saying me. And all the other students who were laughing and pointing, suddenly their smiles turned to embarrassment. They realized what they had done. And they realized what they should have done. And slowly, one by one, their fingers went down and they started backing up and walking away. Let me tell you something. Do you know what makes a superhero? Capes don't make superheroes. Kindness makes superheroes. I want you to realize that inside of you, every one of you is a superhero. You might not realize how much you can change the person's life sitting next to you. You might not realize how much you can change your school. You might not realize how much you can change Mandan or the world simply by being kind to another. But as we look around the country, as we study students, as we learn more about why good and bad things happen, we realize that there's an absence of kindness sometimes when really bad things happen. Let me tell you something. I was really, really sad many years ago before I discovered my powers, but we're going to watch a video right now of the moment I realized the difference that I could make. This was the moment that I became a superhero. This is the story of how Captain Kindness discovered his powers. And as you're watching this, what I want you to remember is it's not just my story. It's also your story. Let's watch. You are a superhero when you step up to do the thing that maybe no one else around you is willing to do and be kind to someone. You realize the monumental, huge impact you can make in someone's life by doing a simple thing like putting your arm around them and saying, you want to play soccer with us? Capes don't make superheroes. Kindness makes superheroes. That's your second lesson today. Say that with me. Capes don't make superheroes. Kindness makes superheroes. So we got the golden rule. Treat others like you want to be treated. We've got the reality, the promise, the truth that capes don't make superheroes. Kindness makes superheroes. And then there's one more thing. This morning I got here, I flew here, I landed just outside your school before I checked in, got a visitor sticker. And I noticed you guys playing outside in your playground. And I realized why you guys are the Kindness Elementary School in North Dakota. I watched, you see, there's a new student in this school, and I won't point her out. But this new student was sitting in the playground by herself with her knees kind of wrapped inside her arms, kind of like almost wrapped into a ball, kind of looking down and just kind of sad. See, this student has moved a couple different times and is not sure she just wants to try to make new friends at another new school. She's kind of lonely and kind of disappointed with just all the people that she's had to say goodbye to in her life. And some of the people that have been in her life in the past haven't always been kind. And she's tried to make friends, and sometimes people haven't been friendly back. And so she thought, you know what, I'm just going to sit down by myself here and not get hurt again. And then her eyes, she looked up, and there were 4 girls walking over toward her, and her eyes got a look of absolute terror. You know, like when your mom brings over a salad at supper. You're like, no! Right? It's good, but you should eat it anyway, right? So this girl, she was looking, and she saw these people walking over with a look of terror on her face. You know what she thought they were going to do? She thought that they were going to gang up on her and do something mean. These girls walked over, and they had a smile on their face, and she's kind of seen this before. She's seen students gang up on someone and be mean to them and be hurtful to them because it seems to make them feel better about themselves. And these girls walked over to her, and she almost just buried her head, hoping that you could just disappear and become invisible like a superhero with invisibility powers or something like that. And she just hoped that they would walk by her, but to her worst fears, they actually walked right over to her and knelt down around her. And then one by one, they put out their hands. Hey, I'm Molly. Hey, I'm Jennifer. Hey, I'm Christy. Hey, I'm Kat. I told her what grade they were in. And you know what? They asked her if she wanted to hang out and be their friend. And all of a sudden, what she didn't realize was that she had been mobbed with kindness. Have you ever seen a flash mob? You know what a flash mob is? Go like this with your finger. Go like this. This is a little bit of a mini flash mob. Right now, nobody knew that we were going to be doing disco dancing in the middle of the gym. We didn't know it, but all of a sudden, you found yourself in the middle of a disco flash mob. Okay, you can stop. What that girl didn't realize is that she found herself in the middle of a kindness mob. She had been ganged up by people. Instead of being hurtful and harmful, they were ganging up on her with kindness. It was a kindness mob. The third thing I want to teach you today is that it's one thing to be kind to someone by yourself, but you can also form a kindness mob with people, and the reality is that kindness is a team sport. Say that with me. Kindness is a team sport. That means that you and your friends can gang up on one another and make plans and do creative, fun, surprising, random acts of kindness for people, and it gets better the more you do it. So the 3 lessons we have, once again, the golden rule says, treat others like you want to be treated. The reality that we talked about secondly, does anybody remember our second rule, which is capes don't make superheroes, kindness makes superheroes. And the third and final truth is that kindness is a team sport. Say that with me. Kindness is a team sport. See, sometimes I go places and they run out of kindness and they turn cranky. But people don't always realize that crankiness costs everyone and kindness is free. That's the last thing I want you to say with me today. Crankiness costs everyone and kindness is free. Say it with me. Crankiness costs everyone and kindness is free. Hey, I am so proud of the students at Lewis and Clark Elementary, kindest school in the state of North Dakota. Will you all give yourselves a round of applause for being so incredibly awesome? And as we conclude, let's see if you remember. Oh, this side's sleeping. Let's try it one more time. One more time. You guys rock. I am so proud of you. Great job.